In the last few years, Iowa officials have worked to develop plans and programs to reassure families and keep students safe. KCCI's Kayla James joins us now. Kayla, you spent the day checking in with different schools and officials. I'm sure they can feel for the folks that are dealing with what they're dealing with in Minneapolis right now.
They really can. It's actually something every single one of them told us. Yeah. Now, they didn't want to speak on camera today, but they tell us that they do have safety measures for their schools. Something a few of them did tell me is that they're encouraged by some steps the state has taken, such as the creation of the tool that can be used by all schools for school safety.
Approximately 80% of shootings or acts of violence that happen in schools, somebody knows about it.
Which is why Kyle Bassett, the special agent in charge of the Governor's School Safety Bureau, says reporting anything suspicious before it happens is key.
So it's very important to have open lines of communication, and if somebody sees something, report it, say something.
Which is where the Safe and Sound Iowa app and website comes into play, allowing people to anonymously report threats for all Iowa schools. The app and website have been active since 2023.
Yeah, to date, we're sitting at approximately 835 tips.
Tips that include a number of different reports, like what can be seen in this data KCCI Investigates gathered from the 2024-2025 school year. Most reports from then include intent to harm others and school safety. But school threats, weapon concerns, suicide tips, and more are also reported.
When something comes in, you quickly gather a team and people you know and vet the information and figure out as quickly as you can exactly what's going on.
Following the shooting in Minnesota, schools across the U.S. spent the day reassuring students and families, including here in Iowa. The Diocese of Des Moines sharing this statement with us, noting it encouraged its pastors and school administrators to be more vigilant, and saying the focus will remain on continued training and preparation regarding the health and safety of the children. A parent shared this message of KCCI from Dowling Catholic School, showing what safety measures the school has in place, from a school resource officer, a security system, and more. Because safety is key for school leaders and people across Iowa.
Schools should be safe. Kids should feel safe at school.
And Ben, the work really isn't done. Yeah. In fact, just this past legislative session, a bill made its way through and it was eventually signed into law in May. And it organizes and creates assessment teams between schools, public safety managers, and more. It also allows communications with entities and people who are on the team, such as parents, teachers, counselors, law enforcement, and of course more.
Yeah, it's kind of an all hands on deck.
It really is.
To keep these schools safe. So important we do that, Kayla. Thank you.